everybody. What's going on? Hey, Deavan. What?
Are you good?
Yeah, now I could hear you. I was like, what? We were trying to figure out Devan's like a little bit of a connection issue. So while the room is loading, and we were waiting for people, what did you think of last night's episode of Happily?
Okay, so I'm going to be 100% honest. I have not watched this season at all, but I did watch last night's episode. I was confused because I don't really know who anyone really is except for like the Instagram posts here and there. Like I know who Yara and Javi are.
Jovi?
Just because I like pictures of their baby. So it was interesting to see them. The other couple, I haven't watched them. I don't know their names, but she's from the Ukraine.
Oh, Natalie and Mike.
Yeah, she seems real nice. I don't know anything about their story, but she seems like really nice and happy.
And you know Angela.
I know Angela. I love Angela. That was the best part. I watched the fight between the family, Andre and.
Oh, gosh, so we're gonna talk about that because as a cast member,
I'm so bad at remembering names, guys.
I need your insights on that whole scene. I think nobody better than you can tell us like what maybe like a little behind the scenes production stuff because I don't believe any of that. But you look really good. I like your jeans. You. Can you like just what are those like little like Daisy Dukes? What you got on there?
Yeah, these are they're kind of high up, but these are.
But what do you like? What are you like a size?
Shorts.
Are you a size 0?
Huh?
What are you a size 0?
I wish.
You can need to eat something.
I want a pair of those.
You're too sweet. You're too sweet. Now I'm finally feeling more confident and thought I would start dressing the way I want to dress. And as a lot of people know, I was dealing with stress weight gain, but I'm starting to embrace it and I feel better about myself. So.
You're looking really good. I like the white hat. We kind of got the sports motif going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like this. You're like a toothpick.
Thank you. I appreciate
all right, so let's talk about the show. All right, so I kind of want to jump into the podcast and Libby and Andre first because hey Alicia, I didn't see you in there. Like how much would you say of the show is like legit real and then totally over the top not real?
I think it depends on the season. For me, like season 1 for me, it not real at all. Season 2, it felt a little too real, but watching it and knowing like the further you are on, it's definitely highly produced. And sometimes they would plan out scenes in advance for us and tell us what to talk about. If they wanted us to start a fight, they'd be like, yo, talk about this, because they knew it would start a fight. And for being on a season for so long, a lot of us cast members know that I'm not saying this for them because I haven't seen the whole season, but in general, there is a few cast members who do continue the show and will continue to do as the producer says, whether it's a script or whether it's to fake a scene out. In this certain one, I think it was highly produced and may have been like definitely pushed by producers for sure. Whether it be planned in one party not knowing, because that's what they would do in my case, is they would tell one party one thing, what we're doing, and not tell the other party, which would confuse the other party to make them feel attacked, which would cause the drama. So in that aspect, one person would know the plan, the other person wouldn't, and that could be part of the situation from my viewpoint. Not saying that's what happened, but just from my experience, that could have been what happened.
Okay, so all right. So watching that scene, so Libby and Andre are all like excited because they're going to go on a yacht and with the whole family.
Yeah.
Now I don't know what their definition of a yacht is, but that really didn't. I've seen dinghies bigger than that boat. It was a nice boat. Don't get me wrong.
It was nice. I wouldn't call it a yacht.
I mean, I would love to have a boat like that. I'm not trying to dig on whatever boat owner that is or if somebody has a boat like that, but that is clearly not a yacht. That they were not on below deck. There was no crew. That was not a yacht. So that was number one. I felt like that was the SS Minnow from Gilligan's Island, and like the professor and Marianne were on there, and like the Gilligan and the skipper. So that was my first thought about the yacht. I'm like, oh, we're good, and then they put their yacht clothes on, like Libby's brother Charlie put on his little, his little sweater around his very, very preppy.
Yeah, it's definitely, they plan that in advance. Anytime
I love their boating
filming
attire, though.
something,
Their
they
boating
tell
attire had me
what we're
rolling. I'm like,
doing.
look at them in their little yacht boating attire. Not yacht, not boating attire. It was pretty amazing. So the family goes to this great day on this not a yacht, and and as soon as they launch from whatever pier they're on, everything happens. And I that's why I asked you that lead up question.
The fight based on the show, right? As a viewer, it's supposed to be because like they think Andre doesn't work, right?
Right. Well, here's the storyline for Libby and Andre. Their first season, when they were on original 90 Day Fiance, was that Andre doesn't work and he doesn't get along with Libby's family.
Okay.
The second season on Happily was that Andre doesn't work and he doesn't get along with Libby's family. The third season on Happily was that Andre doesn't work and doesn't get along with Libby's family. And now the fourth season of Happily is Andre's trying to work for the family, but it's not working out. So they've had a long journey. I mean, there's so much we've seen over the years.
Yeah.
I mean, very diverse. It
seems like the producers of the show really build off of making families fight. My personal experience, they wanted our families to fight and that kind of thing and would go along with it. But it's like after a certain amount of time and seasons, I like if you're having real life drama, I don't like being a reality person. I wouldn't want to air that out. So in my head, I would take it with a grain of salt because when you have family issues, you probably wouldn't want to air it out like that. Such a public platform. So I would take it with a grain of salt, especially if that's their storyline.
Well, last year they also they went to Moldova, and Libby had her Moldovan wedding, and there was family issues. Their family issues all the time. It's clear that they don't get along. So they're on this naughty yacht today, and they're drinking. I wouldn't even say it's champagne. It's probably like a wine cooler, because it's not a yacht, so you have to follow suit. Maybe like a martini Rossi if they still make those. And, Libby's like, I'm so sick of you talking about my husband and my husband and my husband and wow, 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 wow. Like there was nobody was really upset. Nobody was screaming. There was no tears. There was no anger.
Yeah, no, I saw that. I honestly, like I said, since I'm still under my contract, technically, with a grain of salt, my personal opinion, take it with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? It's probably highly produced. And
the ongoing thing is it's a family business. They must have said family business about, I don't know, Cody, what would you think, like 150 times today? It's a family business. It's a family business. It's a family business. It's a family business.
Well, honestly, people seem to think I watch a lot of reality TV because I was on the show. Honestly, I don't know shit about reality TV. I don't watch reality TV. That's how I accidentally fell into reality TV, thinking it was going to be like a documentary type thing. I was wrong. But watching it as not knowing who they are, like I know who they are as cast members. I've never seen their story. But watching it like as, let's say it is real for a minute. I don't think it's appropriate how they attacked him during the workplace, from that being the only episode I've seen. If you're complaining about someone working all the time and then he's doing the job, it's not like he wasn't doing the job. And so like
Raylan says, thank you for coming on, Deavan. We all miss you. Thank you, Raylan.
Oh, thank you.
So coming in, as someone who really doesn't know much about them, you watching that scene, did you were picking up what they were putting down, or you're like, oh no, this is...
Yeah, I picked it up.
Okay.
I knew what it was. It clearly looked like something for a camera and for entertainment. And the more you give, the more you'll get, when it comes to the show.
Okay, so, at the end, the dad's like, I'll give up the family business. But then, so you're going to give up the family business. So then no one in your family can make money. And,
that's not real.
they're in the market. They do flip.
That was for like just for TV show aspect.
They flip houses. Some of them are dilapidated, some are not. And that's what they do, and that's how they all make their money. So I don't, I could say with full certainty that I didn't believe 1% of any of that. I mean, they could have let off. You really lost me because I already didn't believe it. But then, they're like,
I was pretty lost watching this episode. Like I said, I haven't seen this series, this season. The only season I've ever seen was season 6, and then obviously my season I watched. But watching it and knowing what I know, a lot of the repeated, just from my experience, I'm not going to say which cast members or who, but a lot of cast members came to me and was like, yeah, we're just going to go along with it so we can keep getting casted. That's what a lot of people do. And that was a huge reason. Like, I was told straight up that I would be on Happily. This is no joke. I have the proof, messages, whatever. So if anyone wants that, I have it. But they were saying, like, we want to put you on Happily. And that would be this season. We're going to put you on Happily. We know what you're going through. Are you comfortable if we continue to film you and your ex? Like, I know you guys aren't getting along. I know you're separated. But do you ever think you could just work it out for the show? And I said, absolutely not. And so ever since I said that, they haven't contacted me about the show because I'm not going to do that. And a lot of the cast will continue to do this thing just to go on the show. And a lot, like, here's the tea. A lot of the inside cast members who you may know, who want nothing to do with the show, who are openly talking about it, there are certain cast members who we call TLC's puppets because they'll do whatever they want to stay on the show. When I was watching this, I'm not saying they're doing whatever to stay on the show, but watching it, definitely it looked highly produced. It looked like it was for entertainment. The whole
season. It looked like I was watching like The Young and the Restless, like, trying to push each other off the boat. Like, listen,
definitely.
Like on that dinghy, if like I was, throwing wine, like I would have pushed her off the boat. And she would have went under, but she just like pushed her like a little bit enough to be. Oh, I'm like off the edge. Like I would have liked to see if someone went overboard, then maybe I would have believed it a little bit. But it was just like here's like a little bit, like here's like a little sip of wine that's left in my glass. I'm gonna throw it at you. Let me, and then like that. And then
my thing too is if it's real, why keep doing that to yourself? Because I had a couple real fights on the show and it turned me off from the show. I never wanted to do it again. I didn't want to put my life in that situation. That's why I find it hard when people continuously go on the show to show the fighting, all that kind of stuff. Because it's very toxic. Like, why continue that toxic? I can't say the word. Why continue that bad cycle of fighting just to be on a show? That's why I hope it's not real. If it is real, then that's really unfortunate. And I'm not trying to dog on them or anything, but coming from my experience and fighting on the show, when we do have a fake fight or a real fight, I would never put myself through that again and again and again. And if you do,
just like
then
Libby's
it's
like
a toxic environment.
Libby's like, how are you gonna talk about my husband like that? Like, it was just so like over the top. I want to move on to the other couples, but I didn't believe what they were saying. I thought it was all crap, and thank God for that dinghy and all that money, family business. They got a nice little dinghy, took it out for a day. The dad served crudité. He probably went to like the Publix, got like that party platter that you get for like $11.99. It's got like the salami and like the cheese and the crackers in it, and a good night, whatever. But then his day was ultimately ruined, and that's that. So more family business drama to come with the podcast. So, speaking of the podcast, real quick, Libby's mom said some like anti-gay. I did a whole live about it on Saturday, so I'm not really going to go into it tonight. But Libby's mom said like some anti-gay crap on Saturday. I posted about it. We did a live about it, and then Libby just reacted to it tonight. And I'll just play it because I just posted it. Hold on. So.
I wanted to address something really quickly about a recent post that one of my family members decided to make about the rainbow and about pride. I just wanted to make it very clear to you all that I do not agree with that whatsoever. I feel it's very insensitive, and to anyone that it may have offended or hurt, I hope that you guys are all okay. And I also want you to know that we love you guys so much, and love is love, and that's that.
Okay, so like I really didn't believe this.
I believe it. She sounds genuine. She sounds actually irritated.
I don't know. I'm hoping that she's genuine in this. Maybe Libby feels it, but the thing with me is like her saying we love you. Who's the we in this? Is it you and Andre? Because I can't see Andre really being okay with it. And like I said
She's
on the
probably
live,
speaking for all, because probably what happened was the social media manager reached out.
I'm sure.
If you're a cast member, for fans who don't know this, if you're a cast member, you have a social media manager who works for TLC. I think they work directly for TLC. I'm not sure if it's Sharp, but I'm more than positive it's directly for TLC. I could be wrong. You have a social media manager who's over all of us, and they monitor what we post, if we ever post anything bad, or if they want us to post something certain, or if we post like a spoiler. They're watching us at all times. And if we do anything to hurt the image of this channel, they'll message us, say, hey, take it down. Or they'll send us like a thing, or have the lawyer call us, that kind of thing. So with this, that is a big problem, considering the episode's still airing. So I'm sure what happened was, just like from my experience, I'm not saying it's exactly what happened, but most likely what happened was a social media manager reached out, or the lawyer reached out and was like, this is not okay. You need to say something. And the reason why I'm saying is social media, because she did take a while to respond that, right? Post that.
I mean, it was 2 days. My problem with it is this. Like, I do want to believe Libby's genuine in her whatever she just said. But my thing, like, 2 things. A, she said a family member. That's your mom. It's not like, like my second cousin or, some aunt I haven't seen. Like, it was your mom. So just like, I would have respected it more if you said my mom said something and I don't agree with it. I thought that would have been a lot more powerful.
Definitely.
Than
I'm
just
sure,
saying
like, this is
some
what makes
family member.
The show is fake too, because she genuinely seemed upset and angry at her mother, based on her tone, that kind of stuff. Real family drama they keep offline, maybe, which makes me believe this show maybe is not as genuine, because they're keeping this real family drama. And I think they wanted to keep it offline, and they were fighting, irritated. That's probably why I shouldn't say my mom. It's like, when you're mad at your mom, you don't call them your mom type stuff, maybe. But then she had to do damage control.
I appreciate that. I just like her not saying her mom. I thought like she goes, listen, my mom said some crazy shit, and I don't agree with her.
She should have said her mom. Yeah, most definitely.
And I love everybody. Like, I would have been like, okay, I believe you. But her like dancing around the fact of not saying that it was her mom, and then her saying that we love you, when like I believe that like Charlie, her brother, liked it, and her mom runs a Christian talent agency or something like that. Nothing, there's anything wrong with anything Christian based. I'm a Catholic. I'm people who are gay have the connotation that like, oh, we either don't believe in God or we're not religious. Like, so, and I said, like I said in my other live, like, I don't expect anybody to believe in my lifestyle. Just don't be like a dick about it. But like with her family's background, I was like,
yeah.
And like the we thing, who's we in this? Her and Andre? Because if it's her and Andre, I don't believe it. If it's her and her siblings, I don't believe it. And if it's her and her parents, I don't believe it. So like,
she should have said I, not me.
I would have just what she said. My mom screwed up. I love you guys. That's all that matters. I have your back. And then I would have been like full. I've been like, all right, Libby, you got me. I'm gonna get you a dinghy for the weekend. Dinghy's on me. Next trip you take. I'll even go to Publix. I'll get you the crew to take. But it is what it is. So that was my issue with Libby. I don't want to really split hairs about it. Hopefully it was genuine, but.
She seems upset. It sounds like she's upset. I do think also she waited to speak out, because I think TLC probably hit her up and was like, bro, not okay. Because that's what happens. Okay.
If it's her, we as her family, that's clearly a lie, because her mom certainly is not in that.
Yeah, no, she should have said
it's like semantics, and I don't want to split hairs about it. I said what I had to say.
Yeah.
Let's move on. All right, so let's go to our friend Tiffany and Ronald. What did you think about? Because you are actually on the other way with Tiffany.
Yes.
Now, what did you think about, and you've had to go through this, what did you think about when Ronald showed up at the lawyer's office, like vaping, like laying down, and, disco lights behind him while Tiffany is there in front of a lawyer trying to figure out a way to get him here? Like, did you, like, I watched that and I thought, this guy is sabotaging himself. He doesn't want to come here. And if I wanted to screw myself over, then that's exactly what I would have done.
Yeah, no, definitely not appropriate. Obviously, when you're speaking with your lawyer or trying to do something, you want to look as professional as possible. Anytime I speak to my lawyer, I'm dressed to impress, I act appropriate. Definitely, like, I'm a vapor, right? And I'm trying to quit, but I would definitely never bring a vape to talk to a lawyer.
And he was like, all you saw was like the smoke. It was like,
Yeah.
it was just like, and like, I just felt so bad for Tiffany because if it were me, I would have been like this and like trying to go through the screen and jump
I'm
through
just
it.
so shocked right now. I actually didn't see that part. I didn't see the last half, like the last 20 minutes.
But like, okay, so
That
like,
happened?
yeah. I mean, it was just, obviously over the last couple of weeks, like Tiffany and Ronald have been going through it. I don't
This
even
is my
think
upset face. I'm very disappointed right now hearing this because she's my friend. I haven't seen the season. I knew we would talk every day during this time frame. So I'm just like, I'm like younger than her, but it's like that big sister vibes. Like, really?
well,
That
and I like
happened?
Tiffany too. I think Tiffany is one of the most genuine people that there is. Like, and when I watch Tiffany's scenes, I actually believe her.
Oh, they're
As
real,
opposed,
100%. Yeah,
I don't like
100%.
saying like the show is like all
I'm sure like some parts are
and
produced,
smoke and
but for the
mirrors,
most
like
part,
watching the podcast on the dinghy, then watching, Tiffany's reaction to that. Like that I believed. You know what I mean? So
no,
there's
I
still
believe
hope.
that scene, and I'll tell you why. Because as a parent on a show, you're trying your best to look like a good parent on the show. I don't think you would actively be like, yeah, I'm totally down to like vape and look like I'm not interested in this lawyer stuff for a TV show. No, definitely not. They're not the type to be like that. That would have to be 100% real. And like hearing that, I'm just like, and this comes from like how much I care about Tiffany and my love for Tiffany and how much she supported me. And I know she's going through a really hard time right now. So it's unfortunate and it breaks my heart to hear that. And just hearing it, I'm like, wow, now I got to go back and finish the last 10 minutes. But I know she really, really wanted it to work. She really loved him. She did everything she absolutely could to make it work. And she had a hard time. It's not easy. And so like to hear that, that like breaks my heart. And it's not okay. But like the scene I did see, her dad was super cool.
Yeah, and like
He
I
reminded
was
me of like an
surprised
actor,
with the dad.
like a good type of actor, like a
I
sexy,
thought the
smart
dad was
actor.
going to be like, no way in hell am I ever going to sign this. And, he just wants
Yeah.
her to be happy. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the dad ever, no, I don't know because, it was clear that last week, hold on. It was clear that last week there's problems. I mean, Tiffany posted, Ronald posted, they said they were done. I don't know what's going on at this moment. I'd hate to see a couple break
I
up,
don't know what's going on at
but
this exact moment either.
they
But
both seemed relieved to be done with each other, but they also have in the past had fights and, so we'll see. But if it really is over, I hope the dad never signed anything because I hate for him to be on the hook, especially when she promise
yeah,
you
definitely.
like, because that's a hard promise to make. You really, so I would hate for her dad to feel a certain way about her
think anything would have been
if he did
fine, or
sign.
at least I'm knowing Tiffany. I think she really thought things through. Anytime
No,
she made a
I
decision,
believe that
she
too.
always did
I
it
don't
for
think
his
she was
best.
lying to her dad about it. I just think, she was desperate too because that was her last chance. So obviously she,
I don't think he signed anything. I'm hoping. I'm not sure. I
Um,
have no idea, and I'm just like, it's disappointing. It's hard. It breaks my heart. She really loves him, so
yeah, she
it's
does. And I know that, even if like they might not be, I know, I talk to her often, and you know her from being on the show with her,
yeah.
and talking to her. So we'll see how it plays
It
out.
just breaks my heart.
You
I
know,
hope
it's
it
feel,
works out for her.
and I feel like Ronald was really just like I feel like he has no intention on wanting to come here. He just wants her to come there
No,
with the
no,
family.
I don't get those vibes at all.
From
Not
Ronald,
at
like
all.
you don't think that he wants them to go to South Africa instead of him coming to the States?
No, I don't think he wants to come to America. I don't get
Right.
the vibes of him ever wanting to be in America. He like the vibes I've seen on the episode, I don't get that. I feel like he'd much rather have them go there.
Right. So, all right, we're
I
in
get
agreement
those
on that.
vibes.
And yeah, so we'll see how this plays out. So that was that. So who else do we have next? Oh, real quick about Jovi and Yara. Yara's the blonde, and Jovi was
Yeah.
he was the one leaving. I wanted to ask you something. Do you have a $500 hair dryer? Because what kind of what kind of
No.
bells and whistles does somebody get with a $500 hair dryer? That's like my only question for their segment. Like,
Is
does
her
that
hair
what
real?
does it? She goes, it's a 500. It's like the most expensive hair dryer in the world. And it's $500. She was very worried about it being broken.
Yeah.
Like, I've never used a hair dryer because I don't need to blow dry my hair. But like, what does it do? Do you know? Like, does it just blow dry your
I've
hair
tried a good
magically?
hair dryer one time, and I think it's like maybe like I could see it being worth it if your hair is like really long, real, maybe. But if you're like me, where you have hair extensions, beaded extensions, I don't see the point of it. But
Well,
if
everyone
you
in the
have like
comments seems
real
to have
hair, you
one.
want to treat real hair
Or
good, maybe.
they're saying it's Dyson. A lot of people have the Dyson. It's like salon quality. Okay, like you know what? That's cool. I mean, like it was just like
I personally wouldn't.
I never
I
knew
would.
it was
It's too much
that's such
money.
an expensive. Like I go to Walmart or Target and you get a hair dryer and it's like
That's what
$30.
I did.
It's like purple. It's like
I just have a
Revlon
normal hair
for like
dryer. But
two
then again,
sheets.
like most of my hair is fake. So like when I take a shower, my real hair is really short, so I don't need it.
I mean, I never had to really blow dry my hair, but like when I did buy one, I'm like, wow, that's not like that beats like the $29.99 Revlon purple hair dryer I got from Walmart. But so if it gives you all that good look and whatever, good for her, and if they could afford it, even better.
It's like, but they what does he do? He works on a boat. I heard they make good money,
Yeah, he like works on like
but
a rig or something like that.
I
And
don't think it's good enough money to buy stuff like that. Like me and Chris, we work really hard, we make good money, but we still buy really cheap things, like we have a cheap couch, that kind of stuff, because we put all of our money into savings. I think that's what becomes important. Here's better be made from
the
gold.
hair dryer better be made from gold, or it better make my hair look like Ariel from the Little Mermaid.
Ariel.
Right, babe. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, like so someone's saying that he makes 200K per year. Like, what is like a longshoreman? Is that what his title is? Like someone who works on the rigs, and then he has to go away for like
Really?
like I don't know if
Is that
that's
before
technically what
taxes?
he
That's like
does.
20. That's a lot of money.
But they
That's
do
like
make good money.
17,000 a month. That's insane.
And
That's
it's
good
nice
money.
that like he's actually working and not trying to just live off the
Heck,
show.
if I made 17,000 a month, I'd probably invest in a nice hair dryer. I don't know if that's true. That's a lot of money. I don't think people realize how much money actually is.
So her seeing like he was leaving. It sucks. It does suck that she has a newborn and he could be gone for like up to a month, up to 4 months. It just depends.
Yeah, they're gone a long time. That's a rough job. And they live alone, or do they live with the parents?
No, they have like an apartment in New Orleans, and his parents live on the bayou, which confused me a little bit because the bayou is like on the water. So if you had a hurricane coming, wouldn't you want to be like away? I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
New Orleans, but I think you'd want to be
Yeah,
furthest
I would
away
be
from water
sad.
as
I would be
possible.
sad in her shoes, but you can't at the same time, like you can't get mad at them for it.
No, I'm
If you
not.
knew
Listen,
that
if
was
I
the
was making that kind of money, I'd probably have a $5,000
yeah, no,
tire,
I mean,
however much it costs.
definitely. Like she was upset with him, right? But I have this problem because in my relationships, my problem was no one ever wanted to work. So I have a different viewpoint. I'm like, you go on that boat, you go make that money. Cause like my relationships has always been like, except for the one I'm in right now, he's amazing, he works hard. I've always been like the one working hard and trying to push people to work. So my viewpoint on it is like, like you knew of this job, you can feel sad, be sad that you're going to be alone. Yeah, because you're in a different country, you're going to be lonely. Make some girlfriends, join some Facebook groups, that kind of stuff to be past that. But I don't think she has a right to be angry of him working, if that makes sense.
I'm not going to say anything about that because I already said something, and I'm not going to say anything else about it. But
like I said, I haven't seen this season. I don't know these people. I've only watched this episode.
But what's important is that like he's working, he's taking care of the family, and I just didn't understand the whole Bayou part because that. Maybe because his mom has a generator, so if they lost power or something like that, that would be a pro.
I'd be terrified to live by the bayou. Absolutely terrified. I was in a couple of typhoons in Korea. It's scary. I couldn't imagine.
Hey guys, to my mods, real quick, don't delete any comments. Just let the comments roll for a minute, okay? And I have a point. All right, so sorry. Hopefully, he comes back home soon and whatever. I just like the fact that he's not relying off the show to. Yeah,
and that's good.
I got my train of thought.
Rely off the show.
My train of thought screwed up for a second. All right, moving on. So we have who's next? Brandon and Julia. She got a green card. I think the parents were upset that it wasn't like green.
Oh, the green card thing? Yeah, she had a work visa, right? That's what a work visa is.
So she got her green card. The parents were like, let me see it. Like it was a nice moment. So I guess the green cards they make are like, pink and blue or like
I think it was a work visa.
Whatever. And they're like, wait, why isn't it green? They were very disappointed that
it's not a green card.
Green card was not green. But good for Julia. Now she can work.
Yeah, she seemed really happy, really, really excited to work. I don't know their story, but
they're boring as hell, to be honest with you. And we're just gonna skate on them because like they're just I just had a feeling like the mom was like, well, she's still gonna work on our farm and we're still not gonna pay her. You know what I mean? Because like she's very she does. When she got here to the States, like, they live on this big farm with cows and chickens and, whatever. So Julia's pretty much been working the whole time, feeding the chickens, doing this, doing that. She wasn't a big fan of it. And now she has a green card. So hopefully maybe she can get a job.
Well, hopefully she goes and does what she wants to do because she has that right. That's real sad.
I mean,
she can watch the season.
Work at the Gap. I don't know, like, just get out there.
She seems like she'd enjoy like a working at a mall or something with cute clothes. I feel like she would do pretty well in it.
Well, she wants to be a model. He wants to be a model. He's posted pictures like with the model hashtag. They live in the middle of nowhere, Virginia. So let's see how that plays out. I just find them super boring. They're just like it's a kind of like I like his mom. But pretty much, no, that's just for her work visa. She'll get her green card in another time. Okay, so so that's her work visa. You guys are right.
Okay,
and is the green card actually green? Does anybody know? Do you get a green card? It's actually green.
It's like green looking. Yeah, it looks like an ID, but like a little green. I've only seen
it's like a mint color. I picture it being like minty green.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I when I worked in clothing, I would have to ID for credit cards and stuff. I've seen a few. So yeah, it's like kind of greenish, minty. That was like years ago. All
right, so she's got a work visa. She can work. Hopefully she gets a job at the Gap, stays away from the farm. maybe she could be a model. I don't know. Let's move on. All right. So who else do we have left?
We have the girl, the
Mike and
blonde hair.
Natalie.
I want to talk about them. So I have, like I said, I haven't seen it, but I've seen like clips of them on like Instagram and that kind of thing. And like this episode made me uncomfortable from like as an outside viewer, as someone who doesn't know the story, who's never seen it, doesn't know who they are besides Instagram here and there. It made me sad that she like while she's cooking, she voiced that she was uncomfortable. Don't touch me there, and he would laugh about it. And like to me, it doesn't matter if you're still married. If they say that makes them uncomfortable, just don't do it. And I thought she was pretty genuine when she said that it made her uncomfortable.
Like I don't know, like you know, I know you haven't been keeping up, so they have like a very horrible, horrendous relationship. You know, he was on before the 90 days with her.
Okay.
Their first season. He wound up leaving in a huff. It was a bad ending. Then they were just on 90 Day Fiance season 8. Yeah, 8. That just ended. Okay. Another horrible season. On their wedding day, he cancels the wedding. His mom tried to have her friend object to it. It's like it's a mess. And then now they're unhappily. Now, as it stands right now, they're in either the process of getting divorced or they're divorced.
I saw that.
He's still in Washington, and I believe she's down in Florida. She could have left, but I know she was in Florida for a while. So it's Thanksgiving, and you know, as soon as Natalie's gotten to the mom's house, and the mom hates her. I mean, she's passive aggressive.
No, I could tell.
As hell. Yeah. I mean, she's got her little wigwam hat. She's very hands-on with the wood and everything. And she's really been putting Natalie to work. Like, at first I felt bad for Michael because I thought Natalie was, like, a bit much. Yeah. But watching these scenes, I kind of teeter back to feeling bad for Natalie because I'm like, I
thought the way they were treating her was absolutely, like, horrendous and inappropriate. And, like, I think people forget, like, because the show is on in America, I'm an American. Like, they forget that I was the foreigner in the situation on my show.
Right.
So for me, I relate more to the foreigners on the show because my season, I was the foreigner.
Right.
Going to a different country, experiencing that. So I relate more to the foreigner people who come over here on the show because I can relate to having to adjust to a new country, not being comfortable just yet. And, like, when people come at these girls like, oh, like, they're not allowed to cook their custom food. They have to be American. And it's the same way, like, when I went to Korea, a lot of people, like Koreans, when I was in Korea, so nice to me. Were always like, you know, take your time adjusting. Like, do you want a hamburger? Like, very, very nice about it. But the fans were like, oh, she needs to be full on clean. She needs to change her whole life. How disrespectful of her. They need to remember, you know, we weren't raised there. Right. And for her, I could see she's being targeted by the mother, definitely. They're not treating her right.
No, I mean, they're not. But, like, you know, Natalie hasn't also made it easy for people to like her at the same time. And I know you don't know much about her past seasons, but she's made it super difficult to be likable. So I can see the mom's aggression with her, but, like, I think the mom's being too much at this point, and I kind of feel bad for Natalie. I hate to say it, but
just watching it, I don't think they actually care about each other watching it. I don't think it was ever a love relationship, just off my viewpoints as an outsider. Perhaps he was more on the lust side and she was more on the I want to travel side. I don't see love there at all.
No, it's dead. I mean, there's no love. So, like, you know, it's you know, so since she's been there, she's been, you know, stacking firewood all day and, like, tending to, like, whatever kind of land she has. I mean, she's really put her to hard work. And I keep going back. I'm like, this is a visit. So they're going to go visit, you know, his mom for Thanksgiving. But she's really treating Natalie like, you know, like a hired hand. And just being really just brutal to Natalie. Then
Yeah,
Natalie
I
gets
thought
things
it
in.
was
You know,
perfect.
Natalie tried to make her borscht. She tries, but then now, Natalie would go a lot further if she didn't try to put that little zinger in. You know what I mean? She
Yeah, it's obviously a toxic relationship on both ends. That
Right.
it was probably smart for them to get that divorce dynamic.
They
not
should
working
never gotten
together.
married. Anybody watching the show, I don't
Yeah.
think there's one person who's ever watched this show who ever saw them. Oh my God, they're a great couple. Oh my God, that's what I want my marriage to be like. I'd like to find one. Is there one? Is there anybody in the chat? There's almost 500 people here. Is there anybody in this chat who ever
Is
thought
there? I can't see the chat. I
that
don't know.
Mike and Natalie were like a great couple and they were like, it's like, it's insane. They're both wrong.
Yeah, I
think.
didn't. Honestly, like I told you, I was watching it. I thought it was very boring. Like I couldn't get into it at all. It was like, this is not, like I said, I watched season 6. I heard season 6 is like the most notorious or famous. I'm not sure.
Oh, for 90 days, that's when Larissa and
Yeah.
that was
So
that
that's
was
what I
the
that's
craziest
what I've been
season.
introduced to. So I was just watching it. I'm like, this is boring. I couldn't get into it.
By the way,
It's
everybody
very flat. It
saying
seems
no,
like all
hell
the
no,
storylines are exactly the same.
no. I haven't seen a yes yet, but everybody's saying no. They're awful for each other, pretty much. But I do feel bad for Natalie. And
Yeah, that episode. I'll have to watch more, but I do think she's being treated poorly in that episode. Like I said, I haven't seen both sides, but regardless of the fact, whether you're right or wrong, in either toxic relationship, the mother was wrong in this situation. Definitely.
well, the mother definitely has an axe to grind with her. She asked her other friend with bad hair to like object to the wedding.
That's not
Gosh,
okay.
there's no love lost there, and we all know that they're not together anymore, so we know how that plays out.
Yeah. So that's good. That's good.
I do feel bad for her in those scenes, but then she's like, I think Natalie's like her own worst enemy at times too, because she can't help herself. She could have played it a whole lot differently. Mike comes off as like this nice, great guy, and then he's passive aggressive like his mom. They're all awful for each other, and let's move on. That's pretty much that's it. Everybody has bad hair. All of them need to go to like Vidal Sassoon and just spend, or like a Red Door Inn and spend a day at the spa and just get like their hair done. Maybe they'll feel more relaxed. I don't know.
So are they getting a divorce? That's what I was confused
I'm not
about.
sure if they're technically divorced yet, but they're definitely in the process of being divorced.
They are like legit in the process.
Yeah. And that was
See,
like
when I was watching it, because they were on season 6. When I was watching it, I was like, dang, his English got better. That was all going through my head.
And Jan just said they were never in love. They never were. They never.
No,
they
no,
were
they
never
weren't.
in love. I don't.
Coming from a fellow Utah, I'm not gonna say this is their situation, but it's most likely what I think could have happened, in my opinion. I lived in Utah, grew up in Utah, very Mormon-based community. She is Mormon, right? From my understanding.
Who? Natalie?
No.
I don't know, but this comment from Dee Marie just took me out. They need the $500 hair dryer. Yes, if anybody needs the $500 hand dryer, just mail it over to Sequoia, Squirm, Seattle. Send it to them. Maybe Yara could do them a solid and send them to her hair dryer because they could definitely use it. Just saying.
Yeah, definitely. I forget her name. I feel bad. She's messaged me once. Now I feel like a jerk.
Wait, who are you thinking it's Mormon?
Asuelu's wife? What's his name?
Oh, we didn't get to Kalani. Okay, so let's talk
Kalani. Oh yeah, I was talking about them.
Okay, so we have Kalani and then Kalani and Asuelu.
Like, are they getting a divorce?
And Angela and Michael who are left. All right, so Kalani and Asuelu.
I thought we were talking about Kalani towards the end.
No.
I thought they were getting a divorce.
So Natalie's got the blonde, Fatal Attraction, like.
No, I knew you were talking about Natalie, but then like towards the end, I thought we started talking about them. That's why I was like, aren't they getting divorced too?
No, okay, so Kalani and Asuelu. I like Kalani. I think she's fun. She's pretty. She's adorable.
She's way fun.
She's quick. I like somebody who's quick-witted. I would like to be her friend in real life and just like go to the bar with her and just like laugh all night because like I know that's like the type of girl she is. Like they showed that Asuelu was in a car accident, and it was okay. I'm not trying to be insensitive here. Did you watch that scene where they said like Asuelo's car was totaled?
Yeah.
Like,
I'll look. I'll
like
definitely look.
like looked like the front end like had some damage and like the bumper was all screwed up, but
Yeah. Sorry.
didn't really see that as a totaled car. But whatever. I mean, he was in a car accident. So Kalani said once he got into the car accident, you know, it made her rethink her love for him because she was contemplating divorce because he's a man-child. And you know, things have been rocky with Kalani Asuelu for like a bit now. So I guess that reinvigorated her love for him. But that was no total car. Like I was like, you know, and I don't want to be insensitive because it's a car accident and that's cruise with you. Yes, Ann.
No, I get what you're saying.
Like, come on. Like,
oh, the airbags thing. Okay.
That was not total. Like, you know, the bumper was hanging off.
I've watched them. I don't. Based on me seeing the show, like off what is on the show, I don't think they have feelings for each other.
Okay, real quick. Sorry, someone said that there were two different cars. The first car was theirs. The cars into two different pics were two different cars. So I'm assuming the first car was, you know, Asuelu's, and then the second car was whoever hit him or whoever he hit. But those were two different cars. So I just want to make that known because me and Cody are like, that's not the same car. But go ahead. Sorry, what were you saying?
I think their relationship kind of reminds me mine. I don't think they like each other. I think they wanted to make it work for the children. But I can see her frustration because I've been there. I see her frustration. I don't think love is there anymore on what I see. I feel like I see myself in her when she's frustrated. I can relate to that. And when I was at that level of frustration, there wasn't love there anymore. And, you know, I'm from Utah. She's from Utah. She's Mormon. I'm not. But knowing
I don't think she's like a practicing Mormon either, because the stuff that comes out of Kalani's mouth isn't really Mormon-y.
Oh, that's normal. That's normal. No, like, Mormons act like they're all sweet. No, they curse, they have fun, whatever. I think she's trying to make it work for the family. I feel like if she is still in the Mormon church, she could get a lot of backlash if it doesn't work, just from my experience. Like, my family's Mormon, I'm not a part of it. That could be why that's keeping it there, or it could be just for the cameras, fake fights for the cameras. But if it's not fake, I don't see the love there at all. Like, at all.
My thing is, what was I going to say? Oh, the family dynamic. You know, they're incorporating a lot of the family thing into Kalani's story, like they're doing with Elizabeth. And they're, you know, I get that it's a show and your families have to be on it, but like it just seems like now it's like it didn't used to be like that. Like, I can't put my finger on it and describe it how I want to describe it, but it just seems like they're making so much like overproduction about family stuff now.
Oh yeah, that's what they did to us. They were like, your family has to be on it for season 2, because my family opted out of season 1, and we had already gotten ready to film, and they were trying to act like they were going to pull all production and schedules if my family didn't join, which I'm sure they would have filmed anyways. But they do that. They like families fighting, and they do it on purpose. And it's the same storyline over and over and over again. And I think that's why, like, I don't know. I'm assuming ratings are down. I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't watch reality TV. I don't know shit about reality TV. I just know I was on it and how it works.
I don't know. Like, I want to believe Kalani, but like, you know, the stuff with I just hope Kalani's like not like the next person to be like completely fake. How I feel about like, you know, Libby's whole scene, and because I really do enjoy watching Kalani, and I think she's super funny.
I don't believe it.
But you know, I'm sure there's gonna. I know.
I don't believe it. I think it's scripted.
I know there's going to be like another battle between her family and Asuelu's family again, which is fun to watch. I'm not, it's not, it's good TV. I just think that I just hope they don't kind of sell out like I've been seeing. So, and I hope, Godspeed to Asuelu. I'm sure he's better by now because that was filmed forever ago.
Yeah, I'm sure they're okay now, but I hope it's real. I really like them. Like I said, if you see members on the show repeatedly after a certain amount of time, it's probably not real. They're okay with faking it for the cameras. There's very few people on the show that I've seen who've been on repeated seasons where it's real. Very, very few. And just from as a viewer standpoint, not as a cast member or whatever, I don't have any bad beef with any of these cast members, but as someone who worked for the company, and a viewer for this episode, it's hard to believe because the storylines push so much and it's all the same. Every couple is the same. I feel like recently it's always about families fighting. Again,
I want to thank Renee. Thank you, Renee, for that. And it seems super fake now. It's like, but I'm hoping that, I just don't want this show to completely become like just fake stuff over and over again, because then you might as well watch like General Hospital or something like that.
I feel like it's going that way. It's going that route. Definitely. I feel like it is. And like a lot of people have spoken out about it. You have so many cast members who have spoken out. You have Larissa's spoken out about it. I've spoken out about it. I think Erica's spoken out about it. Shoot, who else? I don't know anyone's names. Several people from before the 90 days have spoken out about it not being real and about the horrible things that go on, and the people who are treated poorly who come out and speak about it, who leave, they're just treated so poorly, and it's unfortunate. But the people who stay is because they're the puppets. They just keep wanting to stay, get that money. They'll do what they can, and that's the problem. That's feeding into the problem of this show and how they ruin so many people's lives. It's unfortunate and sad.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so let's get to the last couple, America's favorite, Angela and Michael.
I love her.
She always brings it. Obviously she's getting a hard time for not being able to quit smoking. Quitting smoking is easier said than done. She's been smoking since she's been 13.
It's not easy. It really isn't. It's not an easy task, and I don't think people realize the hardships that go with it when it comes to the withdrawals and that kind of thing. And when you have, a family to take care of, you just want to stay calm when you're quitting. It's hard. I don't blame her for having a difficult time with it.
She wants her facelift, so she goes in, she got told by Natasha that she can't get her facelift because she's still smoking and they don't want it to run the risk of like necrosis or whatever like that. And I get that. I
understand on both sides,
I'm not, I had a surgery. I was told not to smoke. I couldn't stop. So, it does slow down your healing process. Absolutely.
It does.
Especially when you're up there in age, as you get older, like your body doesn't want to heal as fast as it used to. So I understand that, but it's super hard to give up. And so she goes to the doctor to try to use her Southern Charm. She's like, I'm going to use my Southern Charm, and I'm going to make the doctor give me the facelift anyway. And she tanks out, which I was like, and the whole scene with her going back to the doctor's like, I'm not going to give you the facelift. She's like, okay. And he's like, also, I'm not your doctor anymore. She goes, what? She goes, you're rude. He's like, I'm rude. She goes, yeah, you're rude.
I know, I saw it.
It's like the best give and take ever.
She's so funny. She definitely knows how to bring entertainment. She's a hoot. I really like her. She's one of my favorite cast members. She always makes it fun. She brings the entertainment aspect. I don't think she should get hate because she had a hard time quitting. Because it is a hard step and you have to want to quit in order to do it. And it's not as easy as many people might think, So she shouldn't be attacked for that. if she really wants a surgery, yeah, maybe she can try like, like nicotine patch or like the mint to try and get that going,
Yes. So I had to some
Sorry,
fine.
I'm replying to you. Hold on.
Yeah, no, I just sent Deavan a text. So I was trying to be low key about it, but
I know you were, but I was like, I can't
sorry.
see.
I
I have
had
like
to
a
send
big
her
ring
a
light in
message.
my
I
eye.
didn't know how to do it. See what happens when you try to be like low key and you get caught.
I'm the worst.
You're like still frozen. Is it because you're replying to me still?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
I'm horrible.
Yeah, okay, that
Sorry, I
works.
totally outed us.
No, it's fine. So I'll just say, okay, to your text, okay, that works. Okay. So going back to Angela, it was super funny. She brings it, she delivers,
She does.
and I just love her. As far as Michael, and then they showed the flip side of
Yeah.
Michael's, and his family in Nigeria. Like, we just want, oh, you could be having the baby, like, I guess because they're splitting their money.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about that. I can honestly, well, I don't want to speak for anybody, but I know that when like you're in, on a show and, you're popular, that there are people who will do work for you for nothing.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
And I don't want to blow up anybody's spot, but, there are people who, if you're on a show, they will work on you for the advertisement, for the promotion, to get their names out there, whatever. Am I saying that's happening with Angela? No. But, it does happen. It's not really a
It
secret
happens.
to anybody. So, if I was on it and somebody offered me something, I'd be like, hell fucking yeah, I'll fucking do it. Yeah,
let's do it.
like, wait,
Yeah.
so it's for free and all I have to do is show my pretty face? Okay, no problem. Fill me up.
No problem.
So it is what it is. So, as far as that part of the storyline, I really don't think she's screwing Michael over in that regard.
I don't think she is either.
And she just
So
wants to
I
look
think
nice
people
for her
shouldn't be
man.
too worried about that.
She wants to look nice for her man. And
Yeah, she just wants to look good for him. They're entertainers, guys. They're wonderful. I love them.
And, about the kid thing, I guess we still don't know what's going to happen. Obviously Angela can't have a child. We went through that already. Whether she gets a surrogate or, somebody, whatever. But I don't think his family is ever going to be happy until they know that Michael is going to have a child with her, and they're probably always going to be on his back about it. And, it probably will not stop until Michael finally gets here.
Yeah.
So, I love Angela. I love her so much.
She's my
So,
favorite. My absolute favorite. I love Angela. I think she's so awesome.
Yeah, she's just gold. She got a heart of gold. So
She really does. She's so sweet.
She can tote it, she just has to. Can she tote it still? I don't know. Can she tote it? She can tote it, but she needs the egg or the surrogate or whatever, which is costly. So
super expensive. Yeah.
Me and Cody had talked about it, but obviously we're in no place. But you need at least $200,000 to get a certificate and the egg and the tests and the shots and this and that and the other. I'm like, yeah, well, we're not gonna have kids. That's why you have the cat. So that's it. But I don't know. I just love him so much. Angela always brings it.
Yeah.
And
she's the only good thing about except Tiffany. I love Tiffany this season.
Well, Calypso Kim says she can't tote it because her cervix is too worn. I'm sure. I don't know. At any rate, it's going to be, very hard for.
Very difficult naturally. Yeah.
Yes.
Or even Perry. Yeah.
And I don't think Michael's family is okay with the whole adoption route. I know that they probably want something from his loins, So we'll see how that plays out. But I'm happy for Angela. She's really happy. She's looking great. Not that she never did, but
She looks hard.
yeah. And Angela is like one of the hardest working people that I know. She is constantly on the run, and she takes care of her grandkids.
Oh yeah, she's raising her grandbabies, and I hope we'll see that. She's a good woman.
She's great, and I love her. And I think that's it. We're at an hour.
I think that's everyone.
Wait, what?
I think that's everyone.
We went through everyone.
Sorry guys, I haven't seen it. I just watched this episode. I hope I did a good job.
See how fast an hour goes when you're having a blast?
Yeah, I just wanted to come on and kick it.
And you are looking just so good. One more time. What were those? Where were those jeans? What were those?
The shorts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, you have like a washboard stomach there. It seems you've been working out.
I've been trying to work out.
You look good.
Back into shape. As you guys may know, I recovered from an eating disorder. If you didn't know, now you know. I had a really bad eating disorder in Korea. I went there. I'm 5'9", if anyone wants to know how tall I am, just to get an idea. I went over there, and obviously, beauty standards are very extreme. And I went over there right after I had my son. I was on the show right after I had my son. And I weighed 160 by the time I went there. And during filming, by the time of the wedding, I was about 138, I think. 138 pounds. Like I said, I'm 5'9". And when I came back to America, I was 129 pounds when I came back to America. I didn't eat at all in Korea, and I became happier, and I accepted it. And I am now healthy again. I'm at a healthy weight. I've been eating a lot more, and I'm trying to appreciate my body. So,
well, you look beautiful. Your body looks slamming. I got nothing but love for you, my friend. You've been through it. We've had a couple of rough years, but you know what? Here we are. We're having a good time, and we're laughing.
But I'm still smiling.
See, we're still smiling, and that's all that matters, right? We're friends, and we're getting through everything together. And I kind of, you have to give me like your ab workout, because I'm just like, just what is all this? This is horrible, right? So I need to know how to get like your abs, because I want to have that. So we'll have to talk about like your fitness regimen when we get off.
I've been working hard the past week. I'll show you. No, it's funny. I know, it's ridiculous. It's fun and games. When people know, they know. They know the truth. They know the truth. And toxic people are always...
I totally have a dad bod. You're right. Like, I have the dad bod, like, without the kids. Like, that's so screwed up. Like, like, I don't know how I could be skinny arms, skinny legs, skinny whatever. And then, like, I just have, like, a big old gut. Like, damn it.
That's how I feel like I've always had, like, thicker legs. And I'd have, like, the tiniest little waist, but I always have, like, thick thighs. That's how my body
Yes,
is.
guys. I'm about 4 months, guys. So I don't know. I've been trying to, like, hide it this whole time. But as you can see, I got a bun in the oven. So, turn of events, it's me. So there we are right there. But thank you.
How dare you not tell people that?
I have a registry to buy my baby. I'll be showing that.
That's so messed up that you didn't tell anyone. Like, you don't deserve your privacy.
It is what it is. I was gonna wait, but since there's so much talk about it, I just decided tonight was like the perfect time to come clean with everybody. And yes, it is. I am toting Angela's eggs. Oh my God, you guys know me so well. Not only am I pregnant, but I got Angela's bun in the oven.
Well, here's the thing too. Like, maybe you weren't telling people because something bad could have happened or have happened, and that's your business. Your business.
So, so many secrets being spilled here today. So real quick, Deavan, 2 things. How's Drusilla and Taeyang? How's everybody? How's the fam?
So good. Taeyang is speaking a lot more, so it's a lot of fun. He's at the twos and terrible twos, but he's so sweet. He's the nicest. He is super attached to Chris at all times, and he just wants to hang out with the bros. They hang out all the time. Crystal's doing really good. She starts kindergarten this year, so what we've been really focusing on for the summer aspect is just getting her ready for kindergarten. So she's really excited about that. So they're both doing so good. I try and keep them off social media, but they've been doing great.
And people are asking about your documentary. When will that be being released? When's that going to be released?
Yes, my documentary. We are still filming it. Originally, we started to film it because stuff was going down, and we didn't think all this stuff would last a year. And everything we filmed, like a lot of, everyone keeps asking, what's going on? This is what happened. This is what happened. And everyone wonders why I've been so quiet. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've been so quiet because everyone seems to forget. I'm making a documentary, and I have filmed everything that's happened. So I would rather show all the documentation all at once with this documentary instead of spilling it out. People wonder why I don't defend myself as much because I have this documentary, and like I said, people seem to forget I document everything and recorded everything. So that's the fun thing. So hopefully it'll come out by the end of summer. We're hoping, based on what I know, everything should come to an end in the next month to 2 months. Hopefully. Then we can get it released by the end of summer. So.
Okay, so then there's your answer. Everybody was asking about it. I had a blast with you tonight. I think we should do it again next week.
Yeah, definitely. I'm down to come on. Once again, cast members, if you've seen this, no hard feelings. I don't.
You didn't say anything bad about anybody. You didn't say anything bad about anybody, so you're good.
I know. It's like anything I say or do can be turned into the worst thing, and I'm just like.
You were very diplomatic. Trust me. You didn't say anything bad about anybody. Nobody should be upset with you for anything. All right, guys. Deavan, stay on with me for a second. Guys, I wanted to thank you. Don't disconnect. Thank you, guys.
No, I won't disconnect. Don't worry.
We're an hour and 10 minutes. I want to end this. Thank you, guys, for the super chats, for the comments, my mods. Thank you, Deavan, for being my co-host.
I'm sorry for your comments, but...
I had a blast, everybody. I'm going to end this. Everybody have a great night. I'll probably be back tomorrow or for Sister Wives, but whatever. I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Bye, Deavan.